Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rance, Tommy Krysan here with you. Hope everybody's having a great one. Today on Sports Shorts, TK joins us from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge. I am in an undisclosed location presented by Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And we are presented by LaBerge Casino. LaBerge Casino, the place to go to place all your wagers at the sportsbook. Stop on by 18 Steak for all your specialty meals, and Edge Lounge on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Go check them out. The place to go out in Baton Rouge for the 21 and over crowd. Today on Sports Shorts, we're going to talk about three things in particular. LSU football announces its three-pack of three-pack of players that are going to SEC Media Days. New city, new names, but high expectations for LSU football. Tommy will delve into that. Also, LSU baseball lands another portal stud. Hopefully it translates, but this guy on paper and scouting-wise is going to be a name you're going to know. Tommy, if you can mute your microphone, it's pretty loud over there. But I'll tell you the name that you want to know, because not only is it a unique name, but it's also a player that LSU baseball needs and at a position they need, infield play, particularly over at third. And we'll get into that. And, of course, Baton Rouge Rougarou in action, Major League Baseball All-Star game next week. But first off, this week, we've got 4 Baton Rouge Rougarou games Thursday through Sunday. So if you've been kind of putting off wanting to go check it out, go to a game, or you went to one, it's been a minute, this week's the week to go. All games start at 7. All gates open at 6. And the Rougarou in action Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 of the 4 games are absolutely free. You don't even need to bring a money bag to get in. You need it for the concession stand, but you don't need our Kona Ice or for a cold beer or whatever. But you don't need to pay to go on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday because of great sponsors like Gordon McKernan Night on Thursday, Woman's Hospital Family Night on Saturday, and Whitworth Law Firm on Sunday to salute the service, picking up the tab. Friday night, we do have fireworks. So if you've been wanting a great fireworks show, I know kids always love that. I love that. During the 7th inning stretch, we have a 5-minute professional big-time fireworks show each and every Friday home game. That's presented by Jerry Lane Chevrolet. So you do have to have tickets for that. That is this Friday. So come check us out. I know we'll have a ton of USSSA baseball teams joining us all week long. Yesterday, I was downtown for the USSSA Rec League All-Star World Series. They have 121 teams in town from 8 different states, and was emceeing the opening ceremonies. And Rue was a big hit. He was taking pictures with all the kids. Lathan, the umpire kid, had a booth over there and was a star as well, and lots of others. But we will have a ton of USSSA teams from all.
While we wait for Ronnie to rejoin us, Wednesday special here at Tremonti's. Burger and fries, $6.99. You can't beat that. The world famous Tremonti's hamburger. You can eat it here. They got plenty of dining tables. You can get it to go, take it back to the office. It's an every Wednesday special. Obviously, today's Wednesday. $6.99 for the burger and fries at Tremonti's. You need to come check that out. $6.99 burger and fries. And again, that's every Wednesday, not just today. And, of course, as Ronnie said, Baton Rouge Rougarou home games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go to brrougarou.com, brrougarou.com. You can get complete information. They do sell merchandise at the games, but you can buy merchandise online, hats, shirts, jerseys, Yeti cups, koozies, the whole bit. brrougarou.com. And don't forget the Edge Lounge at LaBerge Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. Back left corner of the casino floor. You'll see it. Just walk through the casino floor, look left, the Edge Lounge with live entertainment Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's becoming a big thing, real popular. I know a lot of people that have checked that out. I've yet to do it, but I know a lot of people that have. And as we always ask you, like and share this show. Like and share this show. That helps everybody involved, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X. Please like and share this show. And, of course, Tremonti's Meat and Seafood can do catering. Friday, they'll have boiled crabs, boiled shrimp. Lunch every day. Today, that's special burgers. How about the Thursday special brisket? A brisket plate. You can't go wrong with that at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Ronnie had mentioned it, but you got SEC football media day is right around the corner. Here's the big difference this year. It's in Dallas. For so many years, it's been in Birmingham. I think they went to Atlanta one year. It's in Dallas, Texas, and that's a little bit of a wink and a nod to Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC, which happened last week. So the media days are in Dallas. So you'll be able to check that out. LSU football, Brian Kelly obviously will be there. LSU speaks first. 16 teams, 4 a day. LSU goes first. And I don't know how they pick all that. It doesn't matter. But LSU goes first. The 3 players that LSU is bringing to media day, Garrett Nussmeier, Harold Perkins, and Mason Taylor. That's the 3 people who will be coming in for LSU. And again, it's in Dallas, not Birmingham. There'll be some people happy about that. But if they keep going back to Dallas, people will complain. So SEC football, it's here. You can read all the articles about the best offense, defense, coaches on the hot seat, all of that, because that's what happens in July, Ronnie, when the sports world kind of slows down. You get all those kind of ratings and polls.
You get the ratings and polls. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad that the SEC Media Days is in Dallas this year. And it makes sense because of Oklahoma and Texas coming into the league this year. If you're ever, and obviously there's going to be, there's really 3 parts, I feel like, to the SEC now. There's Dallas, there's Atlanta, which are the kind of the hubs for the east and west sides. And then there's Birmingham, or Nashville would be kind of like the center of the league. So I think you're going to see more and more events go that way. Dallas, Atlanta, Nashville, and maybe occasionally Birmingham, just because the league offices are there. But this year it makes all the sense in the world to have the SEC Media Days in Dallas because of the addition of those 2 mega schools in Oklahoma and Texas. And it's going to be interesting to see the coverage, the spin that comes out of it. The takeaway from the media, not only just in the Dallas and Texas region, Houston and Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, huge markets, but also nationally, what comes out of that week. Not that SEC Media Days, when it's in Atlanta or Birmingham, isn't already gigantic and the biggest of all the media days of the leagues, but I have a feeling this one might be even bigger with the addition of those 2 mega powers as well.
Ronnie, how about this? The Big 12 media days are going on as we speak. They're doing that this week, okay? And, of course, they now have 16 teams. Colorado's in there, Arizona. The new commissioner for the Big 12 says that in time it'll prove out that they're the best conference in America. I have a question. Do they drug test conference commissioners? Because it's not going to prove out that the Big 12 is the best conference with what the SEC and the Big 10 have done, closely followed by the ACC. Big 12, you're going to be 4th in the Power 4 for quite some time. Also, the other thing about the Big 12, Deion Sanders is ranked, their team's going to be picked 12th out of 16 teams. So we all know that story. It was warm and fuzzy last year when they won their first 3 games. One of them was kind of an upset. So that's going to be fun to follow the evolution of the Big 12.
Yeah. No. Is there an evolution of the Big 12? The Big 12 is going to be the Big 12 is going to be like that sweet tea you order at the restaurant, and you get it, and it's just all watered down, and it's like, you sure there's sugar in this? Is this sweet tea or regular tea? No, that's sweet tea. Oh, okay. That's what the Big 12 is going to be like. It's going to be like a watered down sweet tea, and the SEC is like McDonald's sweet tea. It's like thick as molasses. Like, you sure there's nothing but sugar in this sweet tea? Yeah, it's really, and we said this, I don't know, maybe a year ago on this show, as the world started to turn on its head with college athletics and everybody jumping from conference to conference. There's going to be 2 conferences. There's going to be the Big 10 and SEC, and it's going to be maybe 25 in each or 30 in each, and that's going to be it. Like that, and then you do it like in the NFL, and you have the AFC and the NFC. To me, Tommy, that's where we're headed, in my opinion. Whether we get there this year, next year, to me, they're gonna. It's where we're headed.
Well, I agree. It's just we don't know the time frame that's involved, but I definitely think that's what it's going to end up becoming. I clearly really believe that, so we'll wait and see on that. And again, LSU.
One of the reasons I believe that is because as things get more and more expensive, as the NIL spins out of control, and there's no parameters or salary cap or restrictions, or it's just a wild west and basically do what you want. the haves and the have-nots are going to separate even more. And there's going to be a pack of schools that are willing to roll up their sleeves and play ball and do whatever it takes financially and otherwise to make it happen. And then there's going to be schools that think they're big boys that are going to realize they can't compete, financially. And that's where I think the void is going to happen. That's where the split, in my opinion, is going to lie. Not anything to do with anything other than the finances of, can I afford to hang with the LSUs and the Texas and the Ohio States of the world, or can I not?
Well, and the other thing that could happen is the ones that think they're the big boys and not, do they have to end up start cutting sports? Do you see schools maybe cut out wrestling or cross country or, some other sport just because there's only so many dollars and not every school's got the same amount?
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, as I said, LSU going to take Garrett Nussmeier, Harold Perkins, and Mason Taylor, offense, defense guy, and then, of course, the quarterback. And they'll go first at the media days. I don't know how they arranged the 16 teams to speak. I don't know if they pull them out of the hat. I don't think it's got anything to do with the results from last year. But LSU's first. And last year, I want to say they were on the first day as well.
I feel like they've been on the first day the last few days. Last few years. As far as the people who are going, obviously Harold Perkins is one of the more interesting stories of the league this year because he had a disappointing year going last year compared to what we thought Harold Perkins was going to be and what he was going to do and how we thought he was going to be the SEC Defensive Player of the Year and he's going to wreak havoc and have all these sacks and everything. And, they didn't know really what to use him, how to use him. He didn't have the impact he did as a freshman, at least with the flash plays and the tackles for losses and stuff. So what will he be like this year? That is going to be one of the more interesting stories. And obviously he needs to be gigantic for LSU defensively with the lack of really good, big, deep defensive line. But on the other side, Taylor, was another guy who had a disappointing sophomore year. Had the big catch against Alabama to win the national championship. Went to win the championship, win the game on the 2-point conversion in overtime, and was a reliable tight end. Had some big catches, and then last year kind of disappeared. I think I said this the other day on the show. I expect he is going to have a big year because I think Garrett Nussmeier is going to be more of a quarterback that is going to take the check down, is going to throw to his tight end more, where Jaden Daniels took the shot downfield and if it wasn't there, ran. So that's going to be an interesting deal for him. And then, of course, Nussmeier is, is probably poised to have a really good year because, we think he's a guy who's a coach's son. He's been waiting his turn. That bodes well for people that wait their turn, and he obviously had the big bowl game with the come from behind win, which has got to help his confidence.
Well, here's another thing, Ron. The over and under on LSU wins in Vegas is 9.5. You can go bet that at the LeBaire Sportsbook. All three of these guys go into media days. Nussmeier, Perkins, Taylor. If all three of them have big years, they'll be over that 9.5. Okay, if these three don't pan out, or the sophomore slump that hit Taylor, then they could be under that 9.5. So it's kind of a unwritten story that if these three guys really play very well or play great, then LSU is going to win 10 or more games. And so it's kind of, you can kind of tag that on the three going to Dallas for media days.
Yeah, you showed that graphic the other day that has showed LSU a lot of projections, and why they have that over under 9.5 is because they're basically on paper going into the season. Going to probably be the underdog for the Ole Miss and the Alabama game, and that's it. And if you lose the Ole Miss and Alabama game and win the others, then you're 10-2. And if LSU's 10-2, and those are their two losses, then I'm betting, Rocco's poor boy that they're going to be in the playoff, be one of the top 12. And,
yeah, I agree completely.
So that's sort of the goal there. The thing to watch. I think the story, and we won't know until they play, is Alabama. They have not made the moves in the offseason, the big splashes in the offseason in signing players that they would have normally under Nick Saban. But there's still plenty of talent left in the cupboard. But how many more years is talent left in the cupboard from Nick Saban? Is it one more year? In the day and age of transfer portal, that cupboard doesn't stay full with players from the past very often, very, very long. So, to me, they got one more year this year where it's Nick Saban talent. It's Nick Saban stock in that cupboard. And then after that, you're on your own, big boy. And so I'm curious to see if there's an obvious drop off at Alabama and when that happens.
That's one of the stories that'll unfold in September, October, and going forward. Of course, LSU and Bama don't play till November, but yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, football is basically here. All these teams will start practicing about 3 weeks or so from now, and we're sitting in July looking for stuff to talk about. In 3 weeks, we'll have plenty to talk about. Whether it's the Saints, whether it's LSU, college football. And then like I always say, don't forget about the high school programs and high school teams. And those are a lot of hardworking coaches and players throughout Louisiana.
Well, a week from today, we'll be talking about the Major League Baseball draft and its impact on LSU baseball. But in the meantime, and I don't think the draft is going to be tremendously impactful. I think they pretty much have their head wrapped around how it's going to impact them. But good news, of course, for LSU baseball, getting a heck of a player from Utah Valley, the Wolverines, the home of the Wolverines. By the way, Eddie Smith, former LSU assistant who coached 1 year under Jay Johnson in his first year in Baton Rouge. Eddie Smith over at Utah Valley as the head coach.
Yeah, the guy they got is Daniel Dickinson. He can play third, short, second. Very versatile guy. He's got excellent numbers. But Utah Valley, who do they play? Okay, I mean, there's a difference there. But he's done very well in the Cape Cod League. He's a projected 2025, not Sunday's draft. He's a projected 2025 first-round pick. That's a big projection this far out. So, but the fact that he played third, short, second, does Braswell come back or not? I mean, it's part of the puzzle, and I'm pretty sure because he's not draft eligible this year, he's going to wear the purple and gold, and there'll be a lot of expectations for Daniel Dickinson. But the relationship with Eddie Smith and Jay Johnson, I'm sure that played a huge role in this. And maybe they landed a big time guy out of the portal.
Well, listen, everybody that's in the portal for LSU this year that they've signed, with the exception of the Auburn outfielder, are all taking a step up, in competition, whether it be junior college, whether it be a mid-major. So, and the one thing we learned from last year when Mac Bingham transferred from Arizona is you never know. You never know until you play the season and you see how it shakes out, because Mac Bingham had those crazy numbers. He hit 365. He had 90-plus hits. He was a veteran out of the Pac-12 against a big-time schedule. And he did not translate this year and have a great season. In fact, he hit almost 100 points less, and it was a struggle. So you never know. But on paper, LSU's got a lot of good hitters, and Dickinson, the thing that you really like about him is that he's a big-time pro prospect. He played 9 games up in the Cape Cod, only struck out 1 time, and then he's over there, Team USA in North Carolina. They brought in about 80 players or so, and then they whittle it down to 2 teams, and they're going to, one team's going to play Taiwan for 3 games, and then the other team's going to go play 4 or 5 games against some summer collegiate teams like the Rougarou type on the East Coast. So, he's over there participating with Team USA and everything, the USA Baseball. And so, if all goes well, he's probably going to be your third baseman. And third baseman with juice, who can hit home runs, hit for average, and clearly is a good glove because he plays the middle infield as well. So that's a big get. And look, still only July 10th, Tommy. Only July 10th.
He did steal 42 bases in a couple of years, so obviously he could run. He's got some ability to run. Who was trying to throw him out, I don't know, but still stole 42 bases. But stats can be misleading when you jump up to the SEC from Utah Valley, but time will tell.
The one stat that, when you talk about any stat that has to do with LSU baseball, that is probably the most useless stat of them all, and that is stolen bases, because Jay Johnson does not run.
He's not going to run. Well, but he can run. So can he score from second?
If there's a ball in the dirt, if he's a ball in the dirt, he might be able to get the second. But Jay Johnson ain't running unless he just absolutely has to.
I agree with you completely there, Ryan. So, yeah,
All right,
like we said, Rougarou, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go to prrougarou.com. We need to see you at Pete Gold Field. Gates open at 6. First pitch, 7 o'clock. Tremonti's, as we said, got the hamburger special today. Burger and fries, $6.99. That's the world-famous Tremonti's burger. $6.99. You can eat it here or you can get it to go. Bring it back to the office. Burger special. That's every Wednesday, and it's been very popular. $6.99 burger and fries.
By the way, that's outside of Cheeseburger in Paradise Fridays when the burgers are half price. That's cheaper than that Rougarou game by like a penny, I think. But no, the Tremonti's burgers. By the way, Tremonti's we sell exclusively Tremonti's burgers at the Baton Rouge Rougarou game. We sell exclusively Tremonti's Rougarou sausage as well. It's a custom sausage filled with cheese and jalapenos. The smoked sausage is outstanding. And the Tremonti's burgers are tremendously popular. We cook them on a flat top grill, a black flat top, and got a good little char on the outside, and just so good, so seasoned. We literally don't put anything on them. No salt, no pepper, no Tony's, no nothing. They just come ready to go. Flap them on the grill, and folks just absolutely love them. So come try a burger. If you can't make it over there for lunch special today, all of the Rougarou games we're selling Tremonti's burgers. TK, I'm gonna get out of here. We'll be back on Friday. I'll let you take it from here.
All right, Ronnie Rance will be out of here. We'll be back Friday morning for another edition of Sports Shorts Daily. And don't forget Sports Shorts Radio. Look, Chris likes the Rougarou sausage. He's all about it. You got to try that when you go to a Rougarou game. No question about that. So we'll be back on Friday for more Sports Shorts Daily. We'll start at right about 9 o'clock or a couple minutes after. And don't forget Sports Shorts Radio, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. On behalf of everybody here at Tremonti's, Ronnie Rance, I'm Tommy Christ saying have a great day, everyone.
Yeah. One got finished in here and then we'll go.